Okay, so I trimmed these hedges. They were going out halfway into the walkway. So I cut all of them by hand, not with a electric, but with hand clippers. I want to do the tops up here to make it flat, but my father doesn't trust the electric saw, so they're going to keep growing for now because it's just too much work to get all of the tops with the little hand clipper. This is more of the backyard. So then there's these hedges. I did the same thing. They were out to about here. So between this one over here and this one here, it was just a very small walkway. So I opened it up a lot. Oh, big spider web. So I trimmed all along here and then all along here. Ooh, another big spider web. Look at the size of that. Let's see if there's a spider in there. Might be too hot. And all of this around here so that it goes, it's flat. They were coming out like over the lights and everything. And then the hard part was actually doing all these ones. This is the herb garden. It's really nice. I'll send you pictures of the pork chops I cooked with the thyme, the fresh thyme. It was so good. So yeah, I clipped all of these down here and go back out here. I didn't do the far section because nobody ever goes that way, but I'll probably do them next time I come up. Just trim these ones. But you see, it's just like nothing but yard, like forest. And there's a hiking trail back there. The property goes back a little bit and then it becomes a public forest. So there's a nice trail for walking back there. So I didn't do these ones, but I did trim this bush here. And I didn't touch the flowers. They need to be trimmed as well because they block the walkway, but I'll get around to that at some point. We'll see. And then the other thing I did was, and I actually can show you some examples. So this house was built in 1983. And the thing is that these two trees here are pretty old. So their roots are going like underneath the bricks and they were pushing them up. So what I did, and an example is, let me see if I can get flat here. You can see how there's one in front of me here that is up a little bit. So that's what I need to do. It's because there's a root right here from that same tree. So I need to cut that one out. But what I did was, it was really bad right here. So I pulled all the bricks and cut the roots. They were thick roots too, like about 2 or 3 inches thick. Cut them there, put the bricks back in, and then I did the same thing here. And so this is all flat now. I was stubbing my toe every time I walked over it. And then I got to do these ones here. It's just a small section, about 6 or 7 bricks I need to pull up to cut a root. And then same thing here. So yeah, this is the backyard, and it's really pretty. I love coming here this time of the year. It's nice in the winter too, because you can have a fireplace and everything. But this is the yard. Here's the garage. That's the back of the house, the sun porch, the kitchen, then the hallway, and then upstairs there's a bedroom that my parents use as a TV room and my father's office. It's the whole everything above the garage is one big room, so it's really nice. And then this all got redone. All this wood was redone last week. Same in the back, but it's really pretty. I like coming here. You can see like it rains a lot, so it's so green and there's moss on the trees. And the front yard has no grass. It's all green, but it's plants and moss. So, and there's a lot of privacy, obviously, with all the trees. So it's really nice coming here. And there's a pretty Japanese maple over here that I like. It's really pretty. And it's a good spot. It gets good sunlight here during the day, which is surprising because there's so many trees blocking everything, but surprisingly there's good sunlight. I'll take you back a little bit. So this is where the hiking trail starts, and it's very, very cool. So I've actually done a little work on this. I put some barriers, some logs to kind of keep it looking like a trail, but there's lots of little statues out here. So you're just walking and then you see little statues. This is what I did. I put the dead trees on the side to make it a walking path. Because the kids in the neighborhood use it. What's funny is that I grew up in a house with a trail to the forest that everybody would use for hiking because the Appalachian Trail was there. And then then you get to the main trail that goes that way and goes that way. So the whole trail is probably just a couple miles, but there's a lot of little trails to go through. So yeah, it's really nice because, I mean, you can barely even see the house because of all the trees. So you still get a ton of privacy, even if there's people hiking in the back. They never see me when I'm sitting out there. And everybody brings their dogs. Sometimes the dogs come running up to say hi to Malia when Malia's outside. But yeah, so this is why, and I showed you on the map, it's like 5 to 7 minutes to the ocean beach, and it's 5 to 7 minutes to the beach on the bay side, which means it doesn't have big waves. But it's nice. I like coming here, and especially cooking with all those herbs. Look at the size of this. Look at the size of the basil leaf here. It's the size of my hand. And I don't have little hands, I have big hands, but that's how big some of these leaves are. They're huge. And there's like direct sunlight here the whole time. And this is cool, a little sunroom, a little porch. So it's closed in the winter because it's cold up here, but we come out here and have dinner or like hang out in the afternoon just for some fresh air. And this is where my parents used to have the vegetable garden in here for tomatoes. The problem is that the chipmunks come and they eat the tomatoes, and what chipmunks do is they just they take a bite out of usually the best tomato, and then they're done, and they move on to the next tomato and take one bite. They don't understand that you could just eat the whole tomato and everything is fine. So they can't grow vegetables here unless I recommended making a little greenhouse over here. Enclose it so that there can be like a netting, even like doesn't have to be too tall, but just a netting so that tomatoes don't grow too tall. But if it was as high as like that tree branch here, they'd be able to grow the tomatoes still. But all right, that's the tour. Pretty.